Good morning, as I detach this. There we are. Good morning, welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee. I forget what number we're on, but here we are. It was a very quick week, just a little skim of the chat there. Lots to talk about today, and it's probably for a good thing. It's one where I haven't got notes. So I poured a bunch of stuff in front of me here, which I'm pretty much just go through, because there's lots and lots to talk about, which is ace. I'm very hyped this morning. This is good. I have my brand new Fenris mug for the weird world. These critters. I got some top secret previews as well. Look at them all! Look at them all! Yes! So I have a coffee today, a little bit of Bailey's, just a little bit, because it is the festive season now, so it's allowed, I think. So if you've not seen any of the updates this week, I took Friday off, although I technically didn't, because it was technically working, but I wasn't in the office. So I decided last minute to go to Dragonmeet. And something like going to London is expensive, and, you know, I'm still very much catching up from Salute. But I thought, sod it, let's go. So I kind of wanted to check it out, see what it was potentially like for a, what's it? What's Mum saying there? Frightened of my back to you. Oh, I see, it appeared. It appeared. So yeah, I was going to check it out, show what is Dragonmeet? That is a good question. In the middle of London, in Hammersmith, and it's very RPG based, a little bit of board game, but very much on that RPG board game. So it's not the one that I'd sort of just go straight and trade at, because I need to suss it out. So I thought I'll suss it out. Just again, like, it's a mixture of sussing it out as business, but also just having a look around, because I don't get out much. So it means I can actually have a proper look around, chat to people, and not be stressed. And because I had to cancel a bunch of stuff last week, mostly because I was going to go see a band, but it was just too much being in mega crush of people. But somewhere like Dragonmeet's a bit less crush. I just needed to do something. So I thought I'll do that, and then I justified it by doing it as a double trip. So I went to the Imperial War Museum, which I've been meaning to do again for a while. So yes, it's a convention in a hotel, the Novotel, and there's traders, there's games, there's seminars. Is it traders, games, seminars? Lots of networking opportunities. I like it when they're in hotels, because everything's all together, so people don't tend to go, what are you all doing, in the attracting messages. There's not many people this morning as well. Where are you all at? You're here though, which is cool. So yes, so I went to the convention Saturday, and I went to the Imperial War Museum on Friday and did some networking, which wasn't really networking. It was people I already network with all the time, but it was still fun. So where do I start? I've got around me all of my loot from Dragonmeet. I went a bit overboard because I was excited to be out. So Imperial War Museum. So I was originally going to get the train down for £1 million, and then Fenris was able to come in from Fenris Games. So we drove down, driving into that London, and had the entire day, I think. I wanted to see the new World War II exhibit, because last time I went, I was a bit disappointed at the lack of World War II, and they've made up for it now. They must have gone, yes, Annie, you are correct. We will build a large World War II area just for you. So got to go back there, which was fun. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, looking at horrific war things. Oh. But obviously fun in terms of research, because it gives me so many ideas. I do get excited when I see people I've made miniatures of, or guns, which is sad. So I go, oh, there it is. Oh, that is a horrific thing. But I did make a really good model of it, and saw quite a few of my ladies shown off there, like Nora and Yak Khan. They weren't physically there because they were from the past, but yeah, she was there. Virginia Hall. Lillian Bader. There were quite a few where it's like, oh, there you are, hello. Hello, morning Daniel, morning other people who've appeared as well, yes. Oh, you're coming in now. I think you're shocked because I was actually on time. I think people are like, I won't bother turning up till 10:10 because you know what she's like. Let me just have a little sip of the coffee actually. Oh, coffee, little bit of Bailey's, a little bit. So yeah, having been there before was quite good because last time I did turn that down a bit. Last time I did the World War I galleries with Anjali, Geek Girl Bookworm, and Stu from Great Escape Games. So we did that one, and they had a bit of World War II. It was mostly sort of big vehicles and things. We still haven't done the Holocaust because, yeah, I'm sure one day I'll do it, but I can't imagine it being the most fun. I'm not sure about that sort of tourism bit where it's, you know, I know it's very bad and I don't know, it just feels a bit weird because they've got all the belongings and things. It's a bit too much maybe, I don't know. But we were basing it on the time, so World War II was priority, so we did that section. And you know, you get I was happy when I saw somebody else mention museum fatigue. So by the time we'd done the World War II, I was at that kind of like, you're looking at stuff and not really taking it in. So I was glad I did that first. We did a speed run of World War I because Ian hadn't been there before. We had a nice little break and had some tea and stuff. And I bought some things from the gift shop. But I saw the single person shelter that we've made a model of. So I've got lots of photos, which I'll put up hopefully today and not forget about it. The single person shelter. So there's a picture of me holding the single person shelter because I brought the cast next to everyone. I saw people walking past. I'm like, oh my God, look. I got lots of ideas for future projects, some sooner than others, perhaps. And it's always good doing museums and seeing the stuff for real that we make in very small, because you obviously get way more of seeing the details and yeah, just more angles and all that sort of stuff, and also the sort of reality of it a bit more, because it's easy when it's very small scale that, you know, it's almost not real and it's a bit like, yay, this is fun, but no, it's not fun. So getting back into that headset I think is very good. So I had a really good day because I'm really interested in it all, but it was also great for Bad Squiddo just to get that like mega inspiration for all sorts of things. So what I'm doing after the show is writing down a lot of notes before it all exits my head, because I didn't too much. I tend to just take lots of photos and then I can go back. So I photographed the, you know, the note panel, the info panels and stuff. But if I don't do anything today, I'll forget why I actually photographed them. So I go back and just put a bit of note of what I'm going to do. Ian was bumping his head into the glass quite a few times. I had to explain to him that this force field is actually a glass cabinet. He was trying to get a very close look at the models, because obviously he's got his model making background, so he wanted to full on snoop at mostly the the mega warships, which was obviously entertaining. If I had notes, I'd be able to say more. Other than it was good. It was just nice to be out and about. I bought some books. Where did I put them? In my style of things. So I did cheat. I already looked beforehand at what books they had that I might like to get. Which did save me some time because we looked through all the tats, the museum tats. And we were noting how it's a very good museum, Imperial War Museum, if you're ever in that area or if you're coming from overseas and you kind of what's worth going to, it's definitely worth going to. But there's this very British thing of hyping the war up. It was a bit, some of the language is a bit too excitable, like, it's hard to explain, but it's that sort of like, this wasn't great, like really hyping up how many people a gun can kill and that sort of stuff. And you're like, but they did have the good end bit where they, you know, because you do look at stuff and it is natural, I think, to just from conditioning, you're like, oh, that's really cool, and again that detachment from this is actually quite horrific. So you kind of go through that emotional roller coaster where you do that, and then sort of near the end, then they start showing you the guinea pig club. So I actually saw a bit about the guinea pig club. So obviously reconstructing people's faces, the aftermath, the reality of it. So that sort of balance is also really good. And then went in the gift shop, and the gift shop's got so much terrible tat. It's just like, I don't really want a Winston Churchill face on my t-shirt, or like the stats of how many people were killed at D-Day, and like I was just like, what? And then, and then lots of sort of 1950s, well 40s, 50s fetishization sort of things. So like the good old day, like no. But as I do quite like looking through museum tab, to be fair, so I looked through there. Did I buy any? I did. I bought this Winston Churchill t-shirt. I didn't. If I had spare cash, if I had too much money, I did want to turn up to the hotel, me and Ian wearing Winston Churchill t-shirts and caps. It would have been a funny moment, but not for like 50 quid or something. So, what did I get from the museum? Where's all this stuff? Where are all the things? So, there's also, what I keep looking down at is this guy that is getting demolished after this show. He's looking at me going, eat me. What? You got a plushie of the War Dog? I didn't see War Dog plushies. I remember we were all living under the Blitz, cowering for our lives, afraid to make so much as a peep. Good times! Yeah, it's a bit like, a bit strange. I hadn't discovered much of that till I did the research when I was doing the home front, and I was kind of reading articles and then the comments. And even like, I was looking at dancing when I did the dancing vignette. So I was watching dancing videos on YouTube, and I was like, oh, this is very wholesome and nice. I wonder what the comments are like. Oh, people being racist. Like, I know obviously that's part of YouTube anyway, but it was, this whole like the good old days. No. So I purchased, it's like mega, I've got loads of stuff. So they did a little postcard dealio. So I've got some postcards to put up in the office, really. So these I thought were ATA WAF. They're not. They are Wrens. Wren radio mechanics and operators at Royal Naval Air Station. Women are walking past the nose of a submarine walrus. So you've probably seen that photo. I thought I'd get it as a nice little postcard. So they're Wrens. Wrens in the sky. And this iconic photo, what does it say here? An ARP warden applies her lipstick between emergency calls. Just because it's such a cool photo. I like that one. Got that. And naturally, Dr. Carrot. The thing of awfulness. Obviously, if you've not noticed, we do a miniature of Dr. Carrot, sculpted by Ristol, and it terrifies me. Everything about Dr. Carrot terrifies me, but it's also amazing. So he is what's he? It's just Dr. Carrot, the children's best friend. He's a propaganda mascot. There's a whole thing about, I think, was it we were trying to conceal the fact we had radar? So it was like, oh, we know we can see so far because of our carrot eating. So there was this whole eat carrots you can see in the dark sort of campaign. And of course, I got Potato Pete, that I also have a horrifying miniature of. This is where Ristol watches and go, oh, thanks, Annie. Thanks for saying that about my sculpting. Not the sculpting. The content is horrific. It's horrific. So weird. It's like the proportions, not the proportions of a potato man don't exactly have, accuracy anyway. But yeah, so I got some little postcards because I like that. And you can put, they always ask for donations and things like that at museums because they're free in the UK. It's one of the things we've still got. We've still got free museums. It's usually the exhibitions are the bits that you have to pay for, but the actual museum is free, which is something I am actually very happy about that. Having been overseas and go, let's do some museums. Like, ooh, this adds up quite quickly. So instead of just putting the cash in, I always like to just buy something and then I get something back as well. So I like supporting places. Obviously, the Imperial War Museum has a lot more money than me. It's just the way my brain is. So like, must give. I've had a nice experience. Must give back. The Squanderbug was horrifying. I won't make a miniature of the Squanderbug. So I purchased 2 books. Dogs of Courage. Sort of speaks for itself, really, because we've got our we've got our war hero dogs, and it'd be nice to learn about some more, and then probably end up making more dogs, more war dogs. So yeah, got that. There was a few. There was one particularly just about Smokey, the war dog that we've got, the little Yorkie. But it's like choosing, obviously, because you can spend all the money if you want to. I didn't. And this new book, which I'm very intrigued by, obviously was drawn in by the artwork on the front. Yes. Artwork, photograph, although stylized photograph. But still. Yes. 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 This may be a thing sooner rather than later, because yes. So I think this is a new book. I hadn't seen it before. What? It's not a new book? How have I not come across this? 2015. Yeah, it's new for Imperial War Museum. Maybe it's been one of those sort of lesser promoted books, and now it's coming into the realm. But yes, War in the Raj. I got some good information about some new people as well to make some minis of. So yeah, that was good. So we did World War II section, gift shop, and then whatever time we got left, we'll speed run World War One, because I've done that before, and obviously we didn't have much more time left, so it meant that Ian could see a bit of it too. Then Friday night, so after that, we then went back to the hotel, which is where Dragonmeet was at, and we met up with Anjali, Geek Girl Bookworm, and Louis, who is the owner of the casting company that we both use now, so Fenris uses and Bad Squiddo use. They're the ones that I keep calling my new casters, and it's been about 4 or 5 years now, so they're definitely not new casters. But they are ace. Louis is the one that I got to sort of call an official second-hand man of second-hand man? Right-hand man. Second-hand man. Right-hand man at Bad Squiddo, because he is in control of all of the miniatures. It is because of him that the casting level is so good. So he doesn't do the casting himself. There's a team, and they are ace. And he looks after all that and does all the organising. So it is his fault that the miniatures are so good. And also, he's a very good ear for sort of chatting over ideas and stuff like that. So I chat to him quite a lot. So it was nice to actually see him for not the first time in ages, because I saw him at Salute, but actually just be able to hang out and again not be stressed about work the next day, which was Salute's always like that. It's like, we're having a great time, all this socializing, but I have to get up really early and do all the things. So my brain's still like, so I actually got to have some beers and some beers and some food and hang out and lots of laughs. And we also then later on met up with James Naylor from Naylor Games, who's the Magnate guy. And that was very fun as well, mostly because him and Louis are basically the same guy. Lots of trolling. There was lots of trolling in general yesterday and Friday. There was a lot of troll type people in one space, so it's just a whole bunch of mutual abuse, which is a very British thing. So that was very fun. And then Saturday was Dragonmeet. And then I remembered that I'm shy. I would go to wargames stuff, and because loads of people know me and I'm in my realm and I'm doing work, got my work shirt on, I'm fine. And then when I do this at Expo as well, I get there and suddenly go, oh, dang, I'm shy. So I was a bit nervous. Like, oh, what do I do? So it's relatively small. Well, it's nowhere near like Expo, but that's a beast. But I would say it's relatively small. It's actually pretty big, to be fair. But yes, so we got into that, and so where do I start on Dragonmeet apart from a more lovely Bailey's coffee? Yes. Uh-oh, Ratty Rex is just finding out about Dungeons and Doggies. Yes, you sure can use these corgis. So, I'm on monologue, I know I am, but there's lots to get through, so where do I go? I've also got photos. I've got this one thing there that I'm going to unbox for you. I'm so excited about it. So, and that goddamn Santa looking at me. Breakfast, Danny. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. So, Dragonmeet. I didn't meet any dragons. That does remind me about something else, though. So I do need to yes. So what order to go in? Carla was there. I didn't know Carla was there, so that was a nice little excitement upon entry. Carla Painting Nights was there, so that was really cool. I was like, hello, look, I'm not massively stressed. I'm free and roaming about. So still in bad Squiddo capacity because I was schmoozing disgustingly with people, but I wasn't managing a stand, which is the difference. And I chatted to loads of people actually throughout the day. I had lots of people doing me a recognise and coming up and saying, oh, I love it. Yes, this is good. Feed my ego. I require the ego to be fed, and then I can it just like charges me up. I'm ready to do stuff. Mum is also having a coffee. This is where I get it from. This is it. Carla had an Annie surprise, like, yay! Yeah, like it was so nice just to not be working, just be having fun in the hobby that I'm in, even though roleplay isn't really my hobby. I know, whoa now. I just largely because my attention span and commitment is terrible, that I've never really got into a long-term role-playing sort of thing, and it was just before the apocalypse that I was starting to, because Angeli was doing these one-shots. So that's where we played Tales of the Loop. She started doing one-shots in the Meeples Cafe in Birmingham. I was like, yes, one-shots I can do. It's just the campaigns, because I never want to start, because I know I'll always drop out. So I played Dungeons and Dragons as a kid, and I played a chunk of RuneQuest when I was at university, but I've never, really got into things. And I think partly because I like minis, even though I now know that minis can be quite a big bit of it as well. But yeah, it's just not massively my world. That's all. And same with board games, really. I like my simple board games. I think I like having things to look at. So a lot when people have got rules under my attention span, you've got to kind of learn stuff. So even just looking at, what it is, there's nice artwork, you know what I mean? There's not so much visual. So it was a bit like, there's not, at first, like, oh, I don't know if there's much actually here for me other than just chatting to folk. But there was. Where do I start? I'm looking at all this stuff. So it started off with a seminar which I absolutely loved, and it was called Escaping Medieval Europe. And I thought it was going to be, well, it was quite game designer based, but I thought it might not be entirely for me, but would have some bits that I could sort of get from it. But it ended up being more relevant than I thought, which was really good. And it basically was just about diversity in roleplay games. But obviously you can put that into miniatures. So I had a really nice chat to the people on the panel afterwards as well. I've got all their cards. So again, I need to make sure I do stuff for those before I lose them. And and it was really refreshing being in a room where I'm not actually on the panel. Because I feel sometimes that it's like me against the world of war games. Obviously, it isn't just me, but you know what I mean. but there's a whole bunch of other people in this, and roleplay just seems like way ahead, and they're addressing things that I'm like, we still need to iron out some basics in war games. So it was nice to sort of chat about that. And yeah, just listen to what the different people had to say, and there was definitely things that I could glean from that. And it's sometimes things that seem really obvious, but there was a lot in the discussion about unlearning, and where I hopefully am pretty cool on the gender stuff, because obviously that's not where I'm coming from. There was a lot on the different nationalities, ethnicities, and how to handle that. One of the people there, Helen, I've got her name written somewhere, her full name and details, is a sensitivity consultant. And that's the sort of thing where I'm like, that just doesn't exist in war games, definitely not officially. And the fact that that's actually a job is just like amazing, that there's all of these resources. So I was saying to them about how I'm kind of here to drag that into wargaming, because there's so many things where, or especially in sort of wargaming books, and I don't like to stir the pot, but I had my bust in with John Lamzed a few years ago, maybe 6 years ago now, about the what was it? It's like how to write games, how to write war games book. I forgot what it was called, because there were some bits in that I felt weren't intentionally harmful, or they weren't meant to come across the way that they did, but it was clearly that that was not proofread by people outside of middle-aged white men, sort of thing. So it's like, if it was just shown to some more people, that could have been a lot better. And I think that's definitely an issue in war games, because the peer group is very linear. Like for people like that, it probably was quite hard for them to go, because you have to go outside of the industry. And I know it's not hard, but it's the sort of stuff that people don't think about. And I don't want to be that person either, because I've still got my limited amounts of experience. So I'd say, I've got more of the diversity knowledge and experience than perhaps they do, but I'm still not perfect. So this consulting with different people and talking about, it was like, if you put in a particular setting, about getting more people from that area, and especially with games where there's so many details rather than just the visual of a figure. But looking at the source material, going like fully looking at it from the lens of the people from there, which obviously is easier if you have those people, than looking at it from the outside and then getting it wrong, which is why there's some stuff that I really want to do, but I want to make sure I do it right. And that seminar was perfect for just like, yes, it's like, yes, there are other people that are saying the same thing. And yeah, it was really good. And yeah, again, like hanging up afterwards and chatting to people, and then I saw a bunch of them a bit further on in the day and sharing details, and I'm going to follow them up as well. I've got some sort of groups and discords and stuff to join, so that's exciting. And yeah, just chatting to different people. It's like, thank you, this is such a breath of fresh air. Yeah, look at it. On the Friday night, there were actually some samples of new Weird World being passed around. I don't want to do spoilers too much, because it's nothing to do with me. I just went, I want that look. I went, whoa. There's some really nice figures in that, so keep an eye on Fenris for some of those. All more anthro animals, really nice. Right, well, I'm going to go through the pile of stuff that I've accumulated. I chatted to a few of the No More Damsels people a bit more as well, so that was really cool, because I wanted to give them some various feedbacks and stuff. That was also a really good part of the seminar. It's like, you're going to do stuff wrong. Everyone does stuff wrong. We all make innocent mistakes. I've made some horrific innocent mistakes along the way. But if people tell you that you've done it wrong, then as long as you're going, oh dang, oops, I did not consider that, and changing it, then that's how we all learn. Don't be afraid, But there's a sort of, I think it is sometimes the generational of not necessarily, to be fair, it might be a bit unfair of me, but this sort of like personality of people sometimes where you get criticized and instead of sort of absorbing it, you naturally react. So because maybe that criticism is looking like you're bad and you don't want to be bad because nobody thinks they're actually bad. So you get a bit uppity, and I've been in that position where I've done it myself, where I've kind of gone, "Oh, how dare you suggest that I?" And oh yeah, I have made a mistake though. So it's a huge deal just to take the criticism, and even if you don't fully change, because it could just be one person and they might not be right on the point, but to at least take it in and assess it and that sort of stuff is a good thing. So I went round all the shops, all the shops, and I'm a sucker because I love supporting other small businesses, even though I'm skint. I like buying little things, so I should have bought more of these. So I've got these little bookmarks. Look at them, and they got a little tassel. There's two of the same one. Look at them. Why didn't I get more? So I have lots of little craft people, which we don't get at war game shows. You get like a couple, but obviously coming from a crafty background, it's just nice when there's just, I like little accessories. So I like supporting them, even if I buy just a little thing. I know how disheartening it can be sometimes when people just sort of walk past or go, "Ooh, that's expensive." So I've got those. So that was Mythical Studios. What have I got in here? So that's that bag. Oh, what else did I get? Oh no, that's the card. Mythical Studios, Dice and Dungeon Masters. Is that? That's we get. I've got various cards that I need to actually look at what what the things are before I put them away. What have I got here? Hey, Trolls and Rerolls. I don't know if they'll ever follow me, but I was chatting to them, and they are doing there are a few people showing off for like the new thing they're bringing to Kickstarter next year, and I do have a soft spot for people doing their first games and minis and things, because I'm like a mother hen. Like, oh, I will help. So Trolls and Rerolls look pretty fun, and the people on there were cool, so I liked them. So yeah, so Trolls and Rerolls is the pub, that's their name. Amulet of Fryax is the game. I'm going to put a load of stuff up. I'm going to re-sharing and retweeting. And did you see the edible dice? I did not. This is probably for the best. So yeah, well, I'm chatting to these people in their games. I just before the show, I've tipped out my bag to see all the stuff that I've sort of collected. What have I got here? Sculpting workshops for more than I can afford, but I was kind of interested just to look at them. Dice trays from my friends are all rolled up. Let's open them up. Here's Christmas present opening. Whoop, whoop. I get it. What do we got? Where do I put this pile of stuff? So dice trays, which are the all rolled up thing. I got this from the D-Sanction whilst not doing anything about D-Sanction, but it's Queen Elizabeth. So I've been wanting to get, because I've started using more little baskets just around the house and the office to put things in to stop me just leaving stuff everywhere. So then I can go back to the little basket and tidy up, which is working. So I thought I can treat myself actually. So I've got this one, so it's flat, folds up. We're doing a demo. Folds up. Phil and Paul run the company. Phil is, she started off making sort of dice bag type things, which she still does a lot of. It's still the main part. But we became chums back in the day when I was doing dice bags with almost like a dice bag union. It was good. So I've known them a very long time. So yeah, you just snap the corners and then you've got a little thing there, and then you can just put it away. I thought, oh, that's cool. I like that. So I got one of those. And of course, squealing could be heard from some way away. I also found one. Are you ready? Goddamn carrot! The carrot! She also had it in little mats, like drinks mats. Like, no, there's only so much Dr. Carrot that anyone can tolerate here. So I'll just clip that up so you can see it. Eating your opponent's dice, the power move. Well, funny you should have mentioned desanction, Tim. Well, funny, I've just shown the thing off. So see, we've got Dr. Carrot in there, and that'll help me use the tray because I can make sure I cover his face up with stuff. So there's another one. Nice little trays to have. And then I was talking to Paul of Thingy, All Rolled Up, because they also publish books and games and those sort of things. So I was talking to him about desanction. I was very impressed that the rule book was that big, and it looks pretty nice. And again, I'm like, I want to support my friends. So yeah, I'll get it. So I parted with cash and bought the whole lot. Andrea's Dr. Carrot feels more and more like some sort of national trauma for you, Brace. He is. What little edible mana bottles? I somehow missed all of this. It might have been, I did skip some of the what's it? Like bath bombs and things because I'm a sucker for it and I can't justify it. So I kind of skimmed past there because I knew my money would fall out. So the desanction box set I got. And again, I'm not a role player, so this is wild. So some poor sods are going to have to play this with me. But it just seems very simple. So what did I get in the thing? I just went, I'll take all of it. I am such a good customer. I'm the perfect customer. So here's the cool rules. That's what you want, isn't it? And I like these hardbacks scare me. And I really like the artwork. It's really woodcutty. And yeah, there's just not many rules. And it's Tudory, which I think it would be quite fun just to even look through it. Maybe even play. So yeah, that's the main book. I got some extra adventures. Some fluff. Oh no, that's just a handy thingy. Handy thingy. And what's that? And that's all expansion things. We also get these little wipeable cards as well. So perhaps I will be playing the desanction. Who knows? Also get some cool bookmarks too. Oh, they're not even bookmarks. They're bookmarky things, but with handy quick plays on them. Like that. So cool. That was that lump of stuff. Soon gingerbread man. Soon gingerbread Santa. Soon. Real carrots are white. This is true. We have created that monster. And then, this is very fancy for me. But I thought, you know what? It's been a crap old year. And I want to get myself something nice. And again, people hand making stuff. Just like my eyes go all heart eyes. This is very, very lovely. So that's the company there, Harps Corp. Get this out. I was there for some time testing. It was the Click Clack sold it for me. So it's Dice Tower with just the nicest click clack noises ever. So don't worry, you're getting a demo. I've recently been sort of converted to Dice Towers because some of my friends have gone, and the click clack is very nice. I think that's the way it goes, that way. So yeah, look at that. Pop it in. It's all handmade there, like got a little click clack bit, and I got free dice with it. So if you've spent over X, you get some dice. But all the different woods all make a different, and all the different sizes and stuff make different click clacks. So I had to keep going over the click clacks, and I was like, I've got to buy one because I'm just driving the guy nuts at this point. So listen to this. Morning, Richard. You're here just for the clack off. So there's one dice. Another one. Two at a time. So there it is. If you've missed the little dice tower, I thought, yeah. So I want something like that for what? Well, for any games really, because I just generally don't have space, and it gets them out of the way. I think I was saying yesterday that I used to be really averse to dice towers, but then I realised it was because I played war games. So people would put like 40 dice in at once, and then they'd all be knocking around, and I'd hate it. But again, things where you've only got a few dice at once, and that click-clack is way more satisfying than rolling a dice, I think. I put them all in at once. Right. It is a work of art. There was some really, really lovely... Well, this is really lovely, but it's the noise for me. Oh no, no metal dice. I'm not a metal dice fan. Okay, once more. Yes. So that was a bit of an expense, but a worthy expense. That's my Christmas present to me, basically. I got a cool dice tower for the games that I don't play. I will play games again. Oh yeah, and you can keep the dice in it. Like a little dice box as well. Oh no, I dropped one. No! It was a D4 that fell, but they are there to try and get you D4s. So that goes in there. And yeah, then it all just folds up into a box. Well happy with that. Oh yes, that's your ASMR for the day. It sure is. So I got that. That's it. And I got this game that I saw it and went, I don't need to know anything about this game because I need it right now. And then the guy did the spiel anyway. And whilst he was doing the spiel, I was like, yep, that sounds great. But also thinking, how much more money am I going to spend? £23 this game I'm about to show you. £23. Amazing. This is where load you go. Yeah, we've heard of this game. I like buying a game pretty much purely on the box. And as you can imagine from knowing me now, my attention span's a bit crap. So a lot of big games aren't happening because I just get bored. So if a game has got 10 to 20 minutes on the box, what? Look at these little fellas, look at these. I haven't opened it, so I'm going to open it now because I want you get them. I can never say the word right though. I'm just going to say hedgehog things. Echidna. But £23, I know. Because I saw, I was like, oh, it's got all stuff in it. I bet it's at least 40 quid. Ooh. You get them, and you have to put the bugs on their back and move them along. Get back. Echidna, that's it. Yes. Again, this is the worst unboxing. The paper's fall on the floor. Just want to show you the creatures. And I like games you can play with non-gamey people as well, so they don't get put off. So I won't undo all the board, but that's the board. It's bright. Yes, Mum, you'll be playing this. Oh my God! How is? I thought you got a few. Oh my God! How do I get you out? How do I get you out? I thought you got like 4 of them. There's 3, 6, 9, 12. Right, hang on, there's a bit of tape. This is where I drive up sales of this game by 1 trillion. I know Ray Rex has already got it in a new tab now going, I need to know. So let me see if I can show you this way. I've still got the shirt on from yesterday. Look what you get! I'll get some out. Oh Lord, this looks like the best game ever. Mum hates games. No, you don't. You're not gonna hate this. Look at them. 12 of them. And you have to get the bugs to the stump of the correct colour. So there's all these rainbow stumps. And then all your bugs as well. Oh my god, all these little friends. They're so cute. They are so cute. Oh, it's the best. I really, on the picture on the box, it only shows a few of them so far. I guess you get a few. Holy moly. Totally sending some pictures when I play that. You get all the little bug cards and stuff. That's not even £2 per hog, exactly. What is this madness? So I'll put that there. Ekinada shuffle. Yeah, you've got to shuffle them around, screw each other over by moving them about. Ah, yes. Oh. They can only be cute if you squeeze them and they squeak. No, just make your own squeaky noises. So that was in the last 10 minutes of being there that I saw it as well. Like, yes. So that is for sure happening at least Christmas. Obviously, going to play that with anyone who comes over the house. So, including Mother. And then I think this is the final thing. Looking around all the bits. Just as I was about to leave, somebody pointed out. I got a flyer for them. I think I've got a flyer. This new game that is coming out on Kickstarter next year, Library Labyrinth. The books in the library have started coming to life around you, so team up with amazing heroines to put all the terrible things back where they belong. Women from history come alive out of the library to fight the demons. And you get this. These are the sort of like bookmark flyers. It's got Mary Seacole and this lady that I don't know, and if I can't pronounce Ekinada, Hudana. If anybody knows, because then I can find out. But I'm unaware of this lady. So these are just a couple of the little flyers they've got. But the cards you get on there, they did me a little talk through it. The cards you get on there have a little bit of information over who the woman is as well. And obviously there's so much crossover. I saw it and was like, let's be friends. Let's be friends. So I'm going to talk to them over some email. Because why not? Like, we're doing the same thing. It's really cool. Obviously not the exact same thing, but it's that, like, we are on that same page for sure. So if we can somehow share info, cross-promote, something like that. And yeah, chat, because everyone gets a bit dead at shows because it's just no brain. It was near the end of the day. But yeah, Carla's like, I went, yes, this is like my geeky dream. Oh no, all the ladies have to come out and fight, and they've all got different skills. They've got like stat skills as well. Not stats, but like this one might be particularly compassionate, or this one might be particularly smart, and all that sort of thing. So they are number one on my people to contact as well. Because yeah, that is so cool. I was like, I will. You have my sword. So they're putting it to Kickstarter in, I can't remember if they said March or May, but yeah, I will be spamming the hell out of that. So keep an eye out. I think that's all the treasure I've got. I think so. What are you? Your D section. Various cards, but ooh. I liked the Secret Cat Shop. We got Clockwork Arcana. What are you? Oh, I bought a little. It's been in my bag. I bought a little flying cat from what's the company now? Oakbound. Jeff. Oakbound Studios. Enhedwana. I think that's close. Thanks for that, Purple Goth Boy. So yeah, that was quite a. Yes, they've got a pre-launch Kickstarter page, I think, as well. So you can subscribe to that and get the infos. Oh, there were loads of like little pouch companies. I'm like, I want one, but I'd already gone a bit too wild with the old box and the box and the D-sanction, which is my money gone. And then I could totally justify that Kidney shuffle, a kidney shuffle. Like, yes. And someone gave me a dairy milk as well, so I couldn't eat it because I had my mask on. So I'm gonna have dairy milk, Santa gingerbread. How cool is that? So what an update. Hopefully you enjoyed my living vicariously through my wild weekend. I've actually, apart from that, had a bit of a crappy week. So it's been a bit of a slow churn trying to get things caught up from Salute and then being ill afterwards. I'm still sort of getting through it. There's so many different jobs to do, but I'm getting there. And this has been a really good chill because I was getting overwhelmed on Thursday and I was thinking, no, I'm not going to go. I've decided I am not going to go. I can't afford it. I haven't got time. I've got to do work. And then start freaking out and getting into a big freak out. And then I had a nap. Had a little nap under my desk. I went, yes, I will go. I'm very happy that I did go. I'd have been gutted if I hadn't. So it was really nice. I met so many people. And it's just being outside of the immediate, going to a war game show. I kind of know everyone. And there's sometimes, don't tell anyone, sometimes the trade shows, especially the smaller trade shows, there is a large amount of that old school and I think because it's the dead man's shoes to some extent, like to get into a trade show, it's really hard for new people to get into war games trade shows. So there's lots of people from the past doing things the old way, which is fine, but it's hard to get that sort of diversity and fresh thinking, and that's why I do quite often feel a bit the odd one out in that sort of environment. And it's a shame because it does really need shaking up. So going outside of that environment and then being able to, like, I've been to a world where things aren't dusty and in old cardboard boxes. Let me tell you all about it. Just bringing, and I hope that's what I do with Bad Squiddo, just bringing some freshness into it, because it can be a pretty dusty world as wargaming, and it's got so much potential, and I love it, especially that whole historical wargame, and it's still got this rep for being dull and unwelcoming and that sort of thing. And I really want to change that, and hopefully I am a bit. But I was going to say, I don't know. Got distracted by that message. Rati says, sounds like a great show. I'll try to go next year. I might even wear my hat. Or is it more sensible than that? Nope, it is absolutely a Squiddo hat. There were some people selling cosplay stuff. So there were horns, bunny ear mask things, crowns. I did very well to resist all of that, to be fair. Very well. But yeah, it's very much, way more than something like Salute. You can dress up to your heart's content. So yeah, it was a really nice show. I have decided I won't trade there because it didn't seem worth it for the potential size of audience for being so minis and stuff, and the logistics. It's always logistics and costs. So sometimes even the table stands not that much, but it's getting there, the van, all this sort of stuff. But I will aim to go next year as well, just as a punter. I think I got more out of it as a punter than if I was on a trade stand. So being able to go around and talk to all these other industry people and people I could potentially collaborate with in the future, and just to have a fun day and look at. So I didn't play any games. I did have a run through of the library game, but I didn't play it. That's a reminder, Ian, that ULEZ thing, the taxes, you told me to remind you, the London charges, do that. There you go, that's your reminder. I think stuff like those sort of shows, other than Expo, because it is so big. So even if 10% of people there are into miniature figures, there's still so many people. But that's not me saying it's a bad show. I think it was a really nice day. Some really interesting stuff. I don't think it's for Bad Squiddo to trade at potentially though. But obviously, if anyone was there, I wanted to stock Bad Squiddo. I'd totally come along and schmooze. That's such a good fun schmoozing. So I don't want to do shows again. I want to just have somebody run my stand and sell the things for me, and then I can just walk around in a cape. Why can't I do that? One day. Yes, just so many different people. It's such a good day, and yeah, just having all the facilities nearby by having it in the hotel. It's what I miss about Expo being in the Hilton when it was a bit more not inclusive. That's not the word, but everything's sort of by each other. So, whew, we're going shortly. Bad Squiddo news. That wasn't just my weekend away, or that was Bad Squiddo news. Whew. That gingerbread is getting destroyed. So is the washing up. I need to do loads of washing up before Andy gets back. The landlords have put my rent up, although I haven't officially agreed to it. I need to get someone to go for all the terms and conditions and try and compel it. Power of Squiddo compels you. What? Daniel just posted a whole bunch of lovely rainbow hearts and it said, "This message is held for review." I will allow that, Daniel. I guess because it's just emojis, that's all. I was like, what? What's wrong with that? What was I going to see? Yeah, my personal landlord, not the office landlord, but they want to put it up significantly in the new year. What a load of rubbish. That's not what I want. So that's going to be fun. Mum has been packing Kickstarters all week. We've got a huge stack of them ready. Recon in Pudsey yesterday. Graham Rigg saw my products on my Lancer stand. That is wicked. That's nice to know. I do want more people doing that. That'd be cool. So I'll message my Lancer and go, what was I saying? This week. Yes, so loads of Kickstarters have been packed. They're not shipped yet because I don't have, and I know some people might go, but ship it anyway. I don't have the badges or stickers yet. And I've paid for them. So you will be waiting until I have them. But it shouldn't be too long. They're being made, they've been ordered. The Definitely Not Damsels badges and stickers. So as soon as I've got them, stuff can go out. So instead of waiting, it means that Mum's been packing them all up, just sort of in open boxes in a big pile. Well, several piles all over the place. So that as soon as those stickers and badges do come, they can then be closed up, shipped out. So, and then if there's anything that I realise that I've had a stock count or anything of and need to get cast up, if like I didn't realise that 50 people had bought, I don't know, one particular thing, scarecrows or something, then I can make sure I've got all the stock ready as well, because then that can ensure that you get it all for Christmas. Mum will hopefully be in next week doing some more of it. Got lots more to do. We had no blister packs left before Salute. We used them all up. My order of blister packs has arrived. It was a mega pallet, and I was at the house at the time, so I had to say, could you drop it at North Star and tell them I'm very sorry. So I had to do that, then phone North Star, go, I'm coming now, I'm really sorry. So all that came, so lots of the restock. Mum can get blister packaging away like a beast, or putting them into bags. Obviously we have a mixture of blister packs and the bags, so most of the web orders get the bags, but it means they get the nice little card as well. Oh, Snugs, rent's up. I guess we're all getting our rents up for the new year because the landlords have had a really tough time during the pandemic. Yeah, that's rubbish. Come live with me, Snug. You can live in the garage. I can make you a little cave. So we've got that's happening next week. Basically, as soon as the badges and stickers come, then they can start getting shipped, which would be ace. What else is on Squiddo News? What have I got to do? I've got loads of things to release, so hopefully that will be by Friday. All the new releases, and I'll do a little newsletter with warmed up leftover curry. That'd be wicked. I want that. Oh no, you gingerbread Santa and you dairy milk. So that's what's happening next week. I'm a bit behind, as always, in stuff like emails. I'm never catastrophically behind. There's just someone that ends up getting shunted down a lot. So sorry if that's you, but I will be getting back to all those people. I've got shops to make sure they get their things in time for Christmas. I need to get the new Soviets properly released. It's just been on like the forever wait. I've got lots of new interested shops as well, so I need to reply to them, but I want to make sure that the existing shops are looked after first before I go and get some more. Yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a beast week. So today I'm going to annihilate gingerbread Santa. I think I'm mostly going to bum around the house. I'm going to get some chores done, do a bit of tidying, week planning, might do a bit of computer work, so I might do some emaily things. I feel like having a bit of a cozy day. I finally downloaded the Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise, which has been quite dangerous because I can't stop building houses. I can't stop building houses. So addictive. To be an interior designer now. Quitting to be an interior designer. And all of this, I'll be putting, I got a chunk off them, so I'm going to be putting them in people's orders too. But all of this stuff's making me more pumped for community miniatures. And again, don't worry, it's not forgotten. So that would be cool, because I'm going to email them, see if they can send me a list of who they've got as well. And I can start filtering some of those into the community miniatures votes for the next ones. Yeah, like this video, because it's not enough likes. YouTube's removed dislikes, which is so bizarre now. But I still see them. So I'll know, mum, if you accidentally dislike me again. Disliked by my own mum. That was last week's video. Dislike. One dislike from Lil Norman. I know. After all I've done for her, and dislike. Right. So, yes, I had a wicked weekend. It's been a whole hour. Look at that. And I will be typing up and putting up some photos, because there's lots of nice photos, mostly from the War Museum rather than actual Dragonmeet. But yeah, I'm going to eat that Santa. Yes, community miniatures is still a thing. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'm not here. This isn't Annie. I don't know. I'm just the cleaner at this place. I'm not Annie at all. She's gone. She's gone. It's not really, it's me. Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do some stuff. Thanks for sticking around. And if you like, go back and watch it again. Sign up to the newsletter if you haven't. That's in the comments. And stay tuned for the inevitable release of 1 million community miniatures at once. Right. Have very good Sundays, and I will catch you all later. Bye. Bye.